So that's it. I want to show you how much I made in profit with one of my dropshipping stores in a month, just to show you that it's still extremely profitable to work with international dropshipping. Including, but realistically, stay calm. I'm not here to mislead you with claims of million-dollar revenues or profits. I want to show you the reality. Store's 30-day profit from international dropshipping, including paid traffic. And obviously, I want you to get to the end of the video and realize if this is worth it for you. Because you know what? To be honest, there are a lot of people saying a lot of nonsense out there on the internet, especially on Instagram and TikTok. And then there are always those questions like, oh, dropshipping is over, you can't do it anymore, it's not profitable, and I'm not going to deny it. Obviously, taxes and all that affect the profit margin, but that doesn't mean it's not possible to have some profitability. So for that reason, I decided to show the revenue of one of my stores, to show how much I spent on products, to show how much was spent on traffic, to help you realistically understand how the e-commerce market works in Brazil. I'm not here to teach you how to get rich overnight or buy a Porsche next month. But what I'm going to teach you can help you achieve any dream you want to make come true. But it takes time. That story those flashy gurus tell on Instagram and TikTok doesn't exist here. It's about real entrepreneurship, which now takes time. Not like those kids and young coaches out there. No, for God's sake. So get that straight in your head. You're getting into a business, you need planning, you need to discuss prices with the supplier, and yes, you need to be there all the time learning new things so you can advertise. It's part of the game. That's how you become professional. That's how you'll set yourself apart from those boys and girls out there. So let's go. I have the store here. I'll hide its name, but my students already know it. I've already applied this filter here, and I picked a specific month just to demonstrate. In this case, this was the revenue here. But this is just revenue, not completed sales. There are sales here that haven't been paid for. Fortunately, this store has an excellent conversion rate. For credit card and PIX, the boleto is generated, but usually not paid. I'll show you what I did now. People usually don't do that, which is to show my admin panel from my payment platform. That's where all the payments actually show up. And just so you have an idea, this specific store during this period, I'm filtering from April 1 to 30, 2025, fully up to date for you. It was originally on Shopify, but I migrated it to Nuvei, which I've recommended here several times. Shopify no longer satisfies me or the Brazilian e-commerce audience, while Nuve has grown increasingly specialized over the years to meet the needs of real dropshippers by offering open integrations, features, and tools while truly listening to them and especially to me. So I highly recommend the Nuvei Shop platform for you to create your store. You can set everything up there. In fact, I have a tutorial here creating your store step-by-step using the Nuvei Shop platform. So when was this store started? Because actually I bought this store from one of my students who is part of my independent school training. And then this student, he transferred the whole store to me on Shopify, and only then did I move it to the Nuvei platform. I usually do this with my students. I like to support their projects. It's a store that he didn't even get to test. He opened this store, and because he had a lot to do, a lot of stores to manage, he ended up offering it in the student group. And I ended up buying this store from my own student, and it worked out really well. In fact, he sends messages about this store asking if it's going well. I show him the results. This is a great experience. I enjoy motivating students. Just to give you an idea, we invest in projects, we send money. Of course, with raffles, there are some rules, but we send money in traffic, 500 reais to invest in traffic, 1,000 reais to invest in traffic. Because we believe in our methodology, so we are always encouraging these students. But let's stop beating around the bush. And let's go here to my AppMax platform. As you can see here, I've already applied the filter. You can see it's here. Douglas Souza da Cunha, I earned 100 affiliate commissions here, as I also use AppMax to promote other products. And there are also other stores. So if you look here, I've already selected the right period, and you can see here, right, that the profit, actually the sales payment here was 10,070. It's totally different from the other one. So you see that my payment conversion rate is very good. You can see there are 43 product orders here, but this number differs from the other one because there was 22, because there were 22 sales. It shows customers who bought 1, 2, or 3. This actually happens. The idea is to sell through your store using a strategy that maximizes customer orders. So are you seeing this here? I made over 10,119, nearly 10,200, but it's very different here. Revenue, completed sales, and profit are all separate things. And obviously, this is already the amount after accounting for the payment platform's fee, which is around 5%. So what I'm going to do is I'll go straight to a spreadsheet. Here, I'll show you, I'll even turn off my face cam here so it doesn't get in the way, especially since it's a spreadsheet. And I'll show how much was spent on products just so we can do the math and then see the final profitability so you can understand. And then you'll tell me in the comment section if it's good for a beginner, if it's good for someone intermediate, if it's good for you, regardless of the job you're a part of. So what do you think about that? Well, now here I am with my spreadsheet of products that I processed through international dropshipping. All these products came from international dropshipping. As I mentioned, I still do dropshipping. Here are the sizes of the products because it's a specific type of product that comes in different sizes, so the sizes are quite varied. And also with the prices and fees that are there too, you have to include the fee, and there's a lot of variation in the prices as well. So I'm going to be very dynamic, very straight to the point. To avoid confusion, I'll show you the important traffic, the product costs, and all the information. I turned off my face cam so it won't block any data I'm about to show or cause confusion. But basically, we have all the values here of the products that were processed, and down here we have the final cost. This here was the cost of the products. You might say, wow, Douglas, but I don't have 3,258.73 E. To buy products, spend gradually, and in 10 to 15 days, you'll reach your goal. You keep selling and withdraw the profit from those sales. This approach lets you maintain cash flow for future orders. As I've mentioned before, especially in the beginning, that you really need to have an initial cash reserve between 1,500 and 2,500, and you'll have about 600 to 800 reais there. To process your first purchases, for example, you start processing the first orders with your own money out of pocket. After that, the store pays for itself and generates this at the end. You won't spend it all at once, but over several days. You'll be selling every day, but not processing orders or delivering products to customers. It seems nonsensical, but it actually makes sense. And then to better illustrate, here showing, I want to show how much was spent on traffic. I'll show it here. We used Google Ads, an excellent platform for our product, utilizing Google Shopping and the search network. See how much was spent? For April 1st to 30th, 2025, it's 1,328. To clarify, 1,328.20 was spent to generate 10,000 reais in revenue. Wow, yes, Google Ads is really good in that aspect, okay? It's really good, it's impressive. Obviously, these specific campaigns are paused because we're constantly launching new campaigns. Every month, we launch new specific campaigns. To even increase it, to really tap into the potential of the traffic platform, we do this on Meta. We run campaigns for extended periods, but also launch new ones to reach fresh audiences and opportunities. We sometimes run campaigns for 3, 4, or 6 months. We prefer running new campaigns with fresh creatives, leveraging our existing data and pixel. So, just so you can understand in a really simple way here, to see that it's not a big deal, and anyone, even a beginner, can do this. You can see that we had this revenue directly from the payment platform. As I showed on AppMax, the products were 3,258. As I'm showing 73, then there's a tax. But you don't need to worry about this at first. Your profitability will be higher since you don't need to register a business or open a company at first, which is around 14%. It's between 14% to 14.5% to 15%, right? That really depends on how things are going to work, the types of products you're selling. But the tax in dropshipping is this tax here. Unfortunately, you have to pay it. There's no way around it, and I teach you how to do it the right way. And then the tax is calculated based on the profit you made from the sale. Since traffic costs aren't deducted, it really doesn't make sense not to deduct them, right? But there still isn't a proper way to deduct the traffic costs. So you have to pay the tax calculated based on the profit from the sale, including the shipping, right there, you know? You can deduct the products and shipping, but not traffic costs. It doesn't make sense, but that's how the tax worked out. And if at the beginning you have this result and you don't have the company open to issue an invoice, this becomes profit, you know, this becomes profit. I prefer teaching through real-world examples, focusing on developing entrepreneurs rather than just helping people make a little extra money online. And the traffic here, $1,328.20. The final profit is only $529.81. You see that? That's reality. While many say that dropshipping is over, that you can't make a profit with dropshipping anymore, I show and prove otherwise. And then many people are sometimes waiting for $10,000 in profit, $20,000, or even $30,000 in profitability. But they don't understand that there's a whole growth process that will make it possible to reach that kind of profitability. And it's not calculated in just 1 month, it's calculated over the year. Now I ask you, wouldn't that profit be good for you? You can leave it in the comments, Douglas, but be honest, it wouldn't be good for me. I earn R000 as a public employee, which is a different reality, but some people focus on this profitability. Working from home, working with just your computer connected to the internet, without leaving the house, without dealing with traffic, without going through any kind of hassle. Just dedicating yourself, sitting your butt down here in the chair, studying and applying. Of course, working a lot more hours in the beginning, but eventually it becomes part of your routine and turns into a feeling, you know? you begin to perform with mastery, then your quality of life improves. Having more time for your family, yourself, and your health, and allowing you to enjoy all the freedom that an online business gives you. And you still don't need to handle logistics or worry about payment for your product. Because in fact, by using the right tools and the right platforms, like I mentioned here on Shop, you can succeed financially through the internet. But by taking it one step at a time, I show this profit. Then you think, do you really believe you're only going to sell just one product? Do you think you're only going to sell just this store? You can create multiple stores, like a ladder. I know people, even students with 2 or 3 stores. Imagine earning this profit at every store, increasing it and living off it all through international dropshipping. Here's what I want you to understand about reality. It's possible to get rich online, but it happens step by step. It's not going to happen in 2 months. It's not going to happen in 3 months. It's not going to happen in 6 months. I know of cases where it happened during that time, but that's not the average. So I want you to do the following. Share this video with as many people as possible. Leave it in the comments section. If that level of profitability works for you, and if you're new, this is what my content is like. Direct, transparent, and realistic shows it really works online if you like it. And you weren't offended here by my criticisms, my uncomfortable truths. Subscribe to the channel and you'll get quality content like this every week. At the end of the video, you'll see 2 videos I picked for you to watch. I'm sure it will add value, just like this video's content. Big hug, bye.